All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas.
All right, race fans, welcome to Dover International. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Dover International for 125 laps. It's race number 5 of the season, and this could be a big one. It's the Monster Mile. It's tough on tires, and it's tough on nerves. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is to see it right here live on TurnLeftTV. Well, the Buschwackers Series tackling Dover International here tonight. Race number 5 on the way, and you're going to see it live right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here. We got a big one here for you tonight. It's Dover, a tough track. Running a little bit late here. I appreciate your patience. Those of you who have hung out here and waited on me to get things going. These guys are just finished up with the qualification session. I think quals are still in business here, but these guys have kind of getting the driver's meeting right now. Again, this is TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. This is the Buschwackers Series, race number 5, 125 laps here at Dover tonight. Thanks for coming in here. Peace to everybody out there. It's actually race number 5. I think it says round 7 there, but it's race number 5. Thank you so much for coming here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Looks like we got some regulars in the chat session. Paulo Chachalowski just coming in here. He's doing some great things there over at his race league. Building tracks, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, man. That guy's a jack of all trades, so peace to everybody out there. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you're here. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Oh, it's right there, man. Yeah, I always forget where it's at. Everything's backwards to me compared to what I'm doing. I'm watching myself right now. Very pretty. But hey, thanks for coming in. Don't forget to go down to the description of this race. Click on those links over to the Fanatec website. Thanks to all those folks who have bought some stuff through them and followed my link. I really appreciate that. Really means a lot to me. It helps me support me here at TurnLeftTV. And then if you'd like to make a donation straight through PayPal, you can do that right up there by clicking on the link in the banner of the channel and making a donation straight through PayPal. So, hey, thanks for coming in. We got a good one here for you tonight at Dover. So just a few minutes or a few seconds left here in the qualification session. Then we will kick it on over to race or warm up, I guess. Man, I'm a hot mess right now. Take a look at the session results. Paul Brown, the top time, 21.619. Craig Marizon, how about that 3X car? Qualifies in the second position. Claudio Bardello Jr. will start third. Todd Robillard in the 90 starts in the fourth position. Givaldo Spindola starts in fifth. Great qualification session for him. Jesus Iglesias in the 2X will start sixth. Artevieta, how about that? Artevieta coming out here tonight. Good to see him. Starting in the seventh position, Thiago Gomez in the 9X will start in the eighth position. Preston Hassel, ninth. Sean Jacobs in the 24 will start in the 10th position. Starting in 11th will be Christian Wilson in the 30 car. Tim Lansbury in the 82 will start 12th. And Ed Palumbo in the 54 will start in the 13th position. These guys doing some laps here, man. This place is absolutely devastating on tires. The Monster Mile, 1.6 kilometers and 1 mile in length, 4 turns, of course, banking in the turns. 24 degrees of banking, man. Steep banking here. And banking down the straights, too. Always feels like you're turning this track and, of course, eating those tires up. So that's Dover for you. not really going to want to show us the standings tonight. We've had a little bit of trouble here with some of the overlays tonight. But that'll be all right. I think we'll be okay. A little bit of a bummer there. But, man, I was late getting started here. I had a little bit of trouble getting the things going. We got a backup here. This is the season standings here currently. You see Preston Hassel, the points leader, just 3 points ahead of Christian Wilson. Givaldo Spindola is in third. Claudio Matiak fourth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. sits in the fifth position. You see Paul Brown sixth. Sean Jacobs seventh. Jesus Iglesias eighth. Glenn Wilson ninth. And Craig Marizon rounding out the top 10 in points after Texas. Got a big race coming up tomorrow night at Bristol Motor Speedway. 200-lap race in the Saturday Night Thunder, man. It's Bristol. Oh, it's Bristol, baby. Race number 3 of the season. Should be a great one. But guess what, man? We got some other stuff coming up Saturday afternoon. That's right. Kicking off an 8-race season, catering to some of those Euro, Asia drivers. Race number 1 of an 8-race season. We're going to kick it off at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's the Saturday Showdown Series in the 2018 X Mod. If you'd like to come out and join us, there's the Discord address. Come on out, man. We got a huge field headed out tomorrow, man. A lot of guys have signed up for this series. Racing starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I guess that's practice. Race actually starts about 2:20, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on out and join us. We'd love to have you. And that's going to be live, of course, right here on TurnLeftTV. Should be a great one. And I want to say thank you so much to everybody being patient here tonight and watching the broadcast. Had a little bit of little trouble there. It looks like we got a file that's got some wrong data in it or something. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but we'll have to figure it out. Get our professional on that. Don't forget, tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server or WordPress hosting, online store hosting, VPS hosting, shared web hosting, come over to EliteHostingUSA.com. That's where I have the website here at High Octane Racing League. And surf on over to HORL.net. Uh-oh, where's that at? That's not coming up for us as well. There we go. Just had to do a little refresh. There's the HighOctaneRacing.net site provided by or hosted by EliteHostingUSA.com. Got about 2 minutes left here before we get this bad boy started here. We'll take a look at the schedule. Of course, this is race number 5. Next week, we got another short track hitting you right in the grill. And that is Martinsville Speedway, 150 laps from that very challenging track. Coming up on December the 10th. Pocono, the Tricky Triangle, coming up on December the 17th. Off for Christmas on the 24th. Coming back at it on December 31st. Trying to keep you guys out of trouble by offering a race on December 31st so you don't go out there and get arrested on New Year's Eve. 70-lap race there at Dega. That should be a big one. Homestead, Miami, love that track on January the 7th. And then, of course, Kentucky Speedway coming up on January the 14th to finish out the season. Chris Hughes joining us in the chat session saying good luck to all the drivers. So we're good to see those folks. Like to see him out on the track, but that's okay. So Givaldo, of course, he's out here racing. Bardelli Jr., Team Cha-Cha, man, we got to get him out here and racing with us. He's got a car in the car set, of course. Those guys out here and turn some laps. So, all right, boys and girls, we're about ready to get this thing started here. So, again, it is Dover International tonight. 125 laps, race number 5 of the season. The Monster Mile. Who's going to take home the victory here tonight, man? There's some strong cars out there, so be a lot of guys. Tire save strategy, of course, will be key.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So here we go.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, the starting order here tonight. Paul Brown in the 77 starts in P1. Craig Marizon starts in second position. Claudio Bardella Jr. third. Todd Robillard in the 90 will start in the fourth position. Starting in fifth was Givaldo Spindola. Jesus Iglesias starts in the sixth position. Art Vieta starts in seventh. Starting in the eighth position was Tiago Gomez. Starting in the ninth position is Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Sean Jacobs in the 24 starts in 10th. Christian Wilson starts in the 11th position. And Tim Lansbury will start 12th. Starting in the 13th position will be Ed Palumbo. And Dan Richter in the 65 will start in 14th. All right, I think it's important to make sure you save tires, navigate through traffic. I think it's going to be a lot of pretty tame racing here with this track. A lot of guys are cognizant of how hard this track is on tires, so I don't expect guys are going to be taking a lot of chances here early on. All right, the pace car is off. Here we go, the Monster Mile. Paul Brown in the 77 will lead the field to take the green flag.
Go, go, go.
Paul Brown there jumping out to the lead. There's the 3X. Craig Marizon in second. Givaldo in the wall. Not sure what happened there. Givaldo in the wall here. Givaldo got sideways, I think, and he got into the wall. Not sure what exacerbated that, man. We'll see. The Givaldo, a little bit of contact with the wall there for him. He's down on the inside there. This is after it happened here. We'll go back here and take a look right here. And he gets into the 2X machine, and he is sideways, and then more contact. He comes up the track and gets into the 2X. Those guys trying to avoid that, doing a great job of getting around. Take a look at Christian Wilson out of the front of his machine. Watch Givaldo. He just gets up into the 2X machine. Those guys do a great job of getting by. This Dan Richter here going down to the bottom line, challenging the 82 of Tim Lansbury. So that 65 car getting around the 82. He's starting to look for a little bit more here. He's on the backside of the 24, looking on the low side. 24, Sean Jacobs using that high line, protect his position. Dan Richter looking very racy right now. He said, tire safe strategy? I don't think so. Not in my DNA. He gets by, takes over another position, so he is on the move. Go back up here with our race leader, Paul Brown, in the 77 car. Craig Marizon is in second. Todd Robillard third. Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in the fourth position. In fifth is Jesus Iglesias. I tell you what, man, this is a guy that just keeps climbing up the grid. I mean, it is just a matter of time before I think he's going to get a race win. He's starting to look on the low side here and pressure Claudio Bardelli Jr. See Bardelli Jr. right there in that 91 car just ahead. As Jesus Iglesias just behind him in the 2X machine. Take a look at Craig Marizon here in that 3X car. He is having a good run here, running in P2, and he is pretty close to getting a race win as well. He's been a little bit of a part-time racer, a little bit more this season. Seen him out a couple times. This might be his third race this season. And I think it's just a matter of time before that 3X car is in victory lane. Right now, good run here for him in P2. Bob Robillard in the 90 car. Another one of those drivers sort of been part-time here as of late. A lot going on with Goffin. So he is running in the third position in that 90 car. See the cars sort of spread out here now. And Gomez is, Bardelli Jr. is loose right there. There's Thiago Gomez on the high side. He's going to pick up that spot. You see Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car. He was hanging on to that thing. Iglesias got around him as well. Take a look at this pass a little bit earlier here. Jesus Iglesias getting by. On the bottom side here is Bardelli Jr. up the track. And Bardelli Jr. I think is going to get loose. He's having a little handling issue, I believe. Everything looks okay right there, but I think this car is going to come around. Right there, he gets down, touches that apron of the track, and that back end of that car almost came around on it. Tim Lansbury here trying to get by Christian Wilson in that 30 car. Tim Lansbury in the 82 down on the bottom side of Christian Wilson. He's going to get by, so Tim Lansbury's lost some spots, but he's starting to work his way back up there. Right now running in the 12th position. So Christian Wilson's lost a couple spots here. He may have made some contact with the wall. There may be some damage on that number 30 car. So he is off the pace there just a little bit, and I think he might have flirted around with the wall a little bit earlier. Go back here and look at it earlier in this sequence. This is when Dan Richter gets by. Take a look at that 30 car, and it's all right there, but he's starting to lose some position. He is in a hornet's nest right there. And Palumbo letting him know, hey, I want through. Well, it looks like everything's kind of all right there, but very interesting. But Wilson has dropped back there to the 13th position. Got Archie Vieta here in the 4 car. He's been quiet. He's running in the 7th position. Kind of out there by himself right now. Good to see Archer out. Claudio Bardelli Jr. just ahead. Looking out of the front of Archie Vieta's machine at Claudio Bardelli Jr. going into turn 3. Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Kind of leading that second group there. He's running in P8. Just behind him, Dan Richter, who started in the back, has worked his way up to the 9th position in a hurry. Preston Hassel AMD sponsor machine. One of our New Hampshire drivers. Ed Palumbo in the 54. He's got that 24 there around him as well. Those guys have been racing a long time together. And Ed Palumbo in that mellow yellow sponsor machine. Down to the bottom line. He's going to give that 24 the high line. That 24, we've seen him make some passes on the high line, so keep your eye on Sean Jacobs. We're on board here with Sean Jacobs right now. You see the 54, Ed Palumbo just below, and 65, Dan Richter up there as well. Ed Palumbo running in the 10th position. Dan Richter is 9th. So good tight battles right there in the pack. See a 77 car leading the field as these guys come around the turn. '77 starting to roll up on some lap traffic here. Givaldo Spindle, we saw him hit the wall early, and he actually got into Jesus Iglesias in the 2X machine, but I think he's made some more contact with the wall, so there's a little bit of damage there, I think, going on. How about this, man? Jesus Iglesias and Claudio Bardelli Jr. battling it out. Jesus up on the high side as Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 gets by. Now picks up the 5th position. Iglesias back to 6th. Preston Hassel and Artur Vieta. Preston Hassel on the inside line. Artur Vieta up on the outside, giving him a lot of room. Good battle here. This is lap 23, and Preston Hassel getting by the 4 car. Todd Robillard there getting a lot of room from Givaldo, letting him go. Givaldo, one of the nicest guys out there on the track, really. A lot of racing IQ there. I mean, you know, sometimes I think he may do a little mirror driving there, but man, he really does have a good IQ with respect to, you know, cognizant of when guys are coming up behind him. Also knowing when to make a pass, know when to push the car. And like I said, Givaldo really shows up early, and he gets a lot of laps in, and really a very polite, very nice guy, and a very popular driver as well. Look at that, man. He gets into the wall there. A little bit of, again, maybe just a little bit of mirror driving there, giving those guys some room. Those guys get by. Givaldo having to a little bit of a challenging night here, running in the 14th position. Look at this. Preston Hassel continuing to push the issue here. He's getting by Jesus Iglesias, so this 27 car starting to move back forward. He's now in 6th, and he is looking pretty fast. As he got around that 2X machine with no trouble at all. Bardelli Jr., he's continuing to climb up the grid. Look at this. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine. He's been showing up quite often here to HORL to race on Friday night, so might see him on an odd Saturday night as well. Claudio Bardelli Jr., he's one of our regulars here. This guy just absolutely races all the time, man. I'm always watching his channel, checking out the racing he's doing. So a busy guy there as far as racing is concerned, that's for sure. So the 91 picking up a spot. Now up to the 4th position. I think Jesus Iglesias here, those cars starting to give up on him a little bit. He's given up a few spots, about 3 spots here in the last few laps. 4 spots, actually. As Richter, Palumbo, Jacobs, and Lansbury all get by. Tim Lansbury here in the 82 Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. Look at that. This get pretty racy there as looked like Dan Richter now starting to give up some time. I don't know whether he's got aspirations to come down pit lane or not, but remember, he was gangbusters going to the front and now start to fall back. Dan Richter now back to the 9th position as Ed Palumbo and Sean Jacobs both get by. We'll take a look at this pass here as Ed Palumbo down below the 65 car. Getting through, and the 24 also following him through. So I think the 65 just done on tires. We'll take a look at Sean Jacobs here as we go back live, and he's starting to put some pressure here on Ed Palumbo. He's going to the high side. He says, hey, you're going to give me that high side, I'm going to take it. Not able to pull off that pass, but he is starting to look on the high side of that 54 car. A little bit of a rivalry going on here between the 54 and the 24. These guys, as I said, have been racing a long time together. And a little rivalry here between a couple old guard HORL drivers. Back here, Paul Brown, as he is starting to give up a little bit of time here as Craig Marizon is running him down. Spindler gets down out of the way and lets these guys fight it out, but that 3X car is closing in on the 77 car. Looking out of the back of Paul Brown's machine, we see that 3X, Craig Marizon. Marizon looks to be pretty strong here late in the runs. We definitely have that green flag feel. Preston Hassel getting by Thiago Gomez here on the bottom side. 27 car picking up a spot. 9X now back to the 6th position. Gomez having a pretty good run. Really good, mostly top 5, but now back to 6 as Preston Hassel starting to move up the grid. Remember, he was running about 9th, 10th there for a while, and he has really gained a lot of positions here. Ed Palumbo and Thiago Gomez. Ed Palumbo is now caught up to Thiago, working on the bottom side, and we're on board here with Thiago Gomez as the 24 and the 54 get by. So Gomez was one of those drivers that really went hard early and now starting to pay the price a little bit. Some of these guys that have been more patient are now starting to reap the benefits. Look at this. Dan Richter also getting by. You're going to see Tim Lansbury, I think, following through in short order. Lansbury down to the bottom side. Gomez giving him a lot of room. Not making it easy for him in that Toyota, but that Ford Mustang got the muscle there to get through. Paul Brown indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Paul Brown indicating he's going to be making a pit stop. Now Gomez is on fresh tires there. Gomez, oh man, that got close. That got close. Wow. Holy smokes, that was close. Craig Marizon now the race leader as Paul Brown on pit lane. And that's going to push guys, I think, to come down pit lane. Side-by-side view here as we see Craig Marizon coming down onto the apron to come down pit lane. So Paul Brown making a pit stop, and that's going to start pushing people to come down pit lane. Bardelli Jr. now the race leader in that 91 car. Paul Brown, our pole setter, on pit lane, taking service. Got about 6, 7, 8 drivers on pit lane. Bardelli Jr. looks like he's going to be coming down pit lane. See Dan Richter in the 65 coming down pit lane. Paul Brown now rejoins the racing service. Tiago Gomez just ahead of him. This is 10th, 11th, 10th and 11th, I guess. Actually, Paul Brown's gained some spots there. He's in the 5th position. I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. Paul Brown sideways right there. Wow. That car got sideways. The race leader pushing this car. Holy smokes. Take a look at some of the news here. I don't know what that's a Goodyear tire there that's showing. They all have Goodyear tires for Pete's sakes. So Paul Brown in the 2nd position, but he's closing on Iglesias, who's made an earlier pit stop. Marizon comes out just about 1.5 seconds behind Paul Brown. Look at that. Oh, that's tight right there. A little contact, baby. Iglesias up on the high side now, giving him the room that he needs. Take a look at Craig Marizon here in the 3X machine. He's now closing in. Look at that. Jesus Iglesias down to the inside. He's going to push it, but doesn't have the tires there to challenge that 77 car. Marizon closes in on the 2X. Marizon going to the inside, getting by the 2X machine. He's talking to Jesus in the chat session earlier. He said he speaks 3 languages. He was apologizing for his English language skills. I said, man, you speak English better than I speak Portuguese, that's for sure. He says, well, Spanish is his primary language, and then he also speaks Portuguese. So, very interesting. I can speak a little Spanish. A little scared when I try to have a conversation, but how about that? 3 languages from that guy, man. He speaks racing, too. We'll add that one in there. So after pit stops, we've had some position changes. We're taking a look at Jesus Iglesias. Paul Brown is the race leader, but Craig Marizon is right there. Look at that. Out of the back of Paul Brown's machine is P2. That's Craig Marizon. Artevieta here, a little uncharacteristic position for him. He's running a lap down, running in the 13th position. I haven't seen him for a while since we've kind of had that time change where we have fallen back, and the Brazilians have not changed their clocks, and eventually they're going to spring forward. And I don't even know how to respond to the chat session right now with Will Dunbar in here flaming drivers. He says, Jesus speaks English better than Christian Wilson drives. Wow. Whoa. I don't know. I think I would be scared the next time I'm out on the track after throwing that insult out there. We're on board here with Artevieta. Take a look at this. Ed Palumbo looking to get by Christian Wilson. Ed Palumbo makes that pass. Oh, that car really climbs up the track. Well, that got interesting there. That car almost got away from him. Dan Richter here. Remember, he was gangbusters there at the beginning of the race, really climbing up the grid, and then fell back later in the run. So this track very, very tire sensitive. We got 12 cars on the lead lap as Dan Richter pulls off that pass, picks up the 10th position as Thiago Gomez falls back to the 11th spot. Take a look at Christian Wilson there. Doesn't know he's been the target of Will's ire. Might be a little conversation later about that. Artivieta here trying to gain some spots. Having a battle with Tim Lansbury in the 82. Paul Brown in the 77 just ahead is Tim Lansbury running in the 12th position. He's a lap down, but now Artivieta gets by and is in the lucky dog position. So getting by Tim Lansbury now puts him in the lucky dog spot. He wants to get a lap back the old-fashioned way. Back on the lead lap there by getting by the 77. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car. Down to the inside here of Jesus Iglesias up on the outside line. And Bardelli Jr. picks up that spot. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here in the 24 car. Sean down to the inside and making that pass. Getting by Jesus Iglesias now up to the 6th position. So after pit stops there, that battle between the 24 and the 54 sort of died out here as the 24 had a little bit better on and off pit lane and now has about a 4-second lead over that 54. Jacobs running in 6th, Palumbo running in the 8th position. Take a look at that gap there between Jacobs and Iglesias. He's just gotten around Jesus Iglesias. 2.2 seconds separate the two of those guys. And now we're looking at that battle between he and Bardelli Jr. He's got about a 2.5 second gap to catch that 91 car. Jacobs pretty quiet on the radio here. Not too much out of him tonight. Richter and Gomez, there's the battle between the two of those guys. Half a second there. Now less than that as Richter climbing up the track. Gomez has some head of steam coming off the turn and extends that lead a little bit. And Palumbo now catching Jesus Iglesias. Palumbo now fighting to get around as he gets around, and he's going to leave the door open for Christian Wilson. Christian Wilson sideways right there. Did you see that car? That car was flat out wrecked. He saved it. Oh, my heavens, man. Let's take a look at that. Take a look at that replay here as Wilson sideways right there. He is absolutely sideways. Smoke coming off the back of that car and cannot pull off the pass. He has to back out. Go back up here with live feed as 77. He's starting to roll up on some lap traffic. Looking ahead, you see Christian Wilson just ahead. Dan Richter. And Thiago Gomez. So that is, what would it be, 8th, 9th, and 10th just ahead. .60 laps to go. So we're just past halfway. Wilson up there in the wall. Wilson having a hard time holding on to that as Paul Brown gets by. Tim Lansbury here looking to make a pass. So the 82 out of the inside of Artivieta, and Artivieta up on the high side, running now in the 12th position as Lansbury takes over 11th. Well, we saw that battle. They're pretty tight for a while between the 77 and the 3X of Craig Marizan. But now it is stretched out to about 2.6 second gap. As we see Craig Marizan letting the 82 go by. Lansbury running in the 11th position. Todd Robillard here in the 90. Been pretty quiet night here for him, but a good third place run for the 90 car. See down to the inside as he gets by the 4 car, not for position. Archer lets him go. Oh, we got a caution flag, I believe. We have a caution flag? No, I don't see anything. There we go. Yes, we do. Caution flag. So our first caution flag of the night comes on lap 70. And Gomez came around in the 9X car. So we'll see what happened here. As Thiago Gomez down on the bottom side. And then right here, he might have been coming over a little bit. Man, that's hard to say right there. And then those guys get together. Dan Richter. Oh, man, Thiago Gomez makes it through. Jesus Iglesias gets through. Thiago on the inside here. Again, right here. It's tight, man. It's hard to see what happened, but those guys got together. Paul Brown was behind that, almost took out the race leader. On board here with Paul Brown. Oh, it does look like looks like the 9X car might have gotten up into that 65 of Dan Richter. So go back here to live, and wow, I mean, that just a racing deal there, but it does look like Gomez came up. Don't forget, we got a big race coming up tomorrow afternoon. That's right. Starting off the season, a new series, the Saturday Showdown Series. We'll be at Atlanta Motor Speedway for 110 laps, an 8-race series catering to our friends across the pond. We're going to have some Russian drivers, some folks from Europe also driving, a lot of folks from Asia as well. So, of course, some American drivers as well, and Brazilians, I'm sure, will be out here. We're going to have a great international field taken on the stock cars, the 2018 X Mod. It's race number 1 of an 8-race season. That's right, Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Saturday Showdown Series. And that'll be live, of course, right here on TurnLeftTV. You guys got finishing up their pit stops, I believe. And Christian Wilson out there on the track. I think he's trying to leave some laps there. How about that? Get some bonus points. That's some good racing IQ right there.
Pit road will be open this time.
So I see a lot of drivers signed up for that Saturday afternoon series, the Showdown series. And I'm excited about that. You see Christian Wilson in the 30 car coming down pit lane. I'm very excited about that. Of course, it'll be live on TurnLeftTV. And we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing some of the names, I'll be honest with you. But a lot of those guys I do know, from racing in GT3 cars and Indy cars and so forth. So I'm excited about this series. The guys across the pond, those are the ones that were throwing it out there. Hey, let's run some stock cars. So we just got finished with the GT3 series. We took a couple weeks off. Now filling that time slot with some stock cars. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we have a caution-free race tomorrow. Of course, the Saturday Night Thunder will be back in action with Bristol Motor Speedway, race number 3. If you want to do some cup car racing, come on out and join us. We love this series, man. Great Saturday night racing, and it is a very storied series here at High Octane Racing League. It really is the first series. I remember when I joined, and we were just doing pickup races on Saturday nights. This became the Saturday Night Thunder, and that was back in 2001, and it is still going. So come on out and join us, and they'll call it Beat the Broadcaster Night. Hey, the broadcaster's been having a pretty good season, so come on out. You think you can beat me? You can come on out. I dare you. All right, well, it's like they're side by side here, so that means they're going to go back green. As the 77 elects to take the inside line. That puts Craig Marzon up on the outside line. Todd Robillard starts in the 3rd position. Preston Hassel starts 4th. All right, the pace car is off. Here we go. 77 on the inside will lead the field to take the green flag to start lap 76.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, back to green. Look at that, 90 of Todd Robillard pushing the issue. He's wanting to lead a few laps here. The 90 getting by. He's been quiet all night long, but now takes the race lead. How about that? A Rhode Island native taking the race lead as Paul Brown back to 2nd. Craig Marzon 3rd, Preston Hassel 4th, Sean Jacobs in 5th. Marzon running in the 3rd position, watching that battle, and I have a feeling that's going to heat up again as Paul Brown says, I do not want to follow anybody. He's down to the inside. He's going to have to really push to get around that 90 car. Is the 90 going to give him the room? Great little battle here between the 77 and the 90. This is for the race lead. Side by side, the 77 on the inside, the 90 on the outside, and concedes. So the 77 back to the race lead. So as the 77 gets through, back to the lead, the 90 in 2nd, Marzon in 3rd, Preston Hassel in the 4th position. We'll take a look at Preston Hassel. He's got a battle in his hands with the 24 car. Sean Jacobs starting to put some pressure on that 27. 54, Ed Palumbo in this mix. Looking out of the back of Preston Hassel's machine. Sean Jacobs in the 24 trying to... Oh, he smacks the wall there coming off the turn. Coming off turn 4, the 24 smacks the wall. Definitely going to have some damage there. Looked like some pretty good contact. Good Dan Richter here in the 65. He's watching this and to figure out which one he wants to go with. Down to the inside, the 24 going to try his hand on the inside line there with Preston Hassel. He's got the room he needs now. He says, what damage? The 24 gets by, and does he clear the 27? Yes, he does. Now he takes over 4th. Preston Hassel in 5th. A lot of battling going on back here. This is a 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. He's running in the 8th position. So good tight battling here. Lap 84. See guys using different lines here. As the 91 will like to go down to the bottom side, try down there. The 54 wanting to run that outside line. And see the 54 is going to get the run coming off the turn. So the 91 cannot really get the bite he needs to be able to get around that 54 because he's down on the inside line. He's going to scrub off speed coming off. But it's side by side there between the 54 and the 91. Continuing to push the issue. 91 might get a break here with that 65 car. 65 car up on the outside line. He's now trying to play the middle groove. So great battling here. 65, 91, 54. And then 91, maybe trying to squeeze that car in there. Oh, man. Tight. Almost a wreck right there. Almost a wreck. And 91's got some speed. See him on the inside line. The 65 up on the outside line, so he's trying to take over that position now. Coming off the turn, they're still side by side. '91 down, picks up that spot. Now up to the 6th position. 82, Tim Lansbury. He took the wave around on the caution, and now he has to make a pit stop. So he was gambling on a quickie caution, didn't pay off for the Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. And he's going to have to pit under green. Craig Marizon, he's starting to pick up a spot here as he gets around the 90 car. 3X, Craig Marizon now up to the 2nd position. So the 3X now in P2, the 90 in the 3rd position. Art Viana, I don't know if he took a wave around as well, but he's coming down pit lane. The 4 car on pit lane here on lap 91. You know, the good news about that is those guys, everybody out here is going to have to pit again. So, you know, maybe they can make that pit stop and be good the rest of the way, and maybe it might work out for them. The rest of these guys are going to have to pit, and that includes the 77 car. They cannot make it the rest of the way. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine, now running in the 10th position, having a little bit of damage repaired on that car during that caution flag. Christian Wilson in the 30 car, starting to put a little pressure here on Ed Palumbo. Christian tired of being bullied by his teammate. I think it's his teammate. I think he might be part of that teammate, that team of Will Dunbar, Lucas Simpner. Christian Wilson might be in that crew. As the 30 continuing to pressure that 54 car. Sean Jacobs up to that 4th position. He's starting to look at the 90. He's been really quiet here on the radio, and he is starting to put some pressure here on the 90 car. So good battle there between the 90 and the 24. Take a look at that battle box. Take a look at this, closing it on 2nd position. Robillard about 8/10 behind. Jacobs just 2/10 back. Running in the 4th position. About 2.5 there separate P3 and P4. So the 77, 2.7 second lead over Craig Marizon. Robillard in 3rd, Jacobs 4th, Preston Hassel running in the 5th position. See Bardelli Jr., Richter, Wilson, Gomez, and Palumbo rounding out the top 10. Those guys are on the lead lap. Iglesias, the first car, 1 lap down. He wants that lucky dog position. Not really having to battle anybody. He's in the lucky dog spot, so he didn't have to really push his car because Lansbury's 2 laps down, Viana 2 laps down, Spindola is 3 laps down. So he will be the lucky dog if the caution flag comes out. Take a look at this 54 car, and looks like he might be making a pit stop. I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, looks like he might be making a pit stop here. So the 54 car maybe playing a little strategy here. Todd Robillard, I think he's going to be coming down pit lane. So we are hearing some guys coming down pit lane. The 90, man, he's got a head of steam coming around that apron. Iglesias also coming down pit lane. See Paul Brown on pit lane. So Sean Jacobs is the race leader, so we've got pit stops happening. Bardelli Jr., I think, has a penalty. He might have gotten caught speeding. Paul Brown on pit lane, our race leader. Sean Jacobs leading, but he could use a caution flag right now. That would be huge for him. That would be huge. Jacobs playing that gamble game there. Staying out a little bit. See if he can't catch a break. Nope, now coming down pit lane. So the 24, Sean Jacobs coming down pit lane. As Paul Brown finishes up that pit stop. So the 24 with that journey down pit lane. Christian Wilson running in the 2nd position now. I don't know, he might be, he's on pit lane as well. Jacobs finishing up that pit stop. Now coming back out on track, and we'll see how this works out for him as Paul Brown goes by. So he's going to have some work to do as he comes back off pit lane. Now back in the 7th position. Got a little bit of work to do here in this last little stint. Somehow Wilson is chatting in the chat session in Steam or in YouTube while he's racing. How the heck is that working? Maybe he was pitting. Supposed to be taking a drink out of your water bottle. Robillard here making a pass on Dan Richter for position. Now back to the 3rd spot, down on the inside as the 65 falls back to 4th. Here on lap 108. Starting to wind down this race. Paul Brown in the 77 car is the leader. 3-second lead over Marizon. Marizon's got to be asking, man, what do I got to do to win one of these? Say, just keep coming out and racing. We'd love to see you out here. You know, he's got a heck of a lot of talent. Raced with him many times. And broadcast a lot of races that Craig was in. Well, this Sean Jacobs on the high side here of Ed Palumbo. Now making that pass. Ed Palumbo a little bit older tires, but Sean Jacobs showing some strength here. Now trying to pick up some spots. Came off pit lane, back in the 7th position. He's gained a spot up to 6th, but he is running out of time. Paul Brown now going to have to deal with some lap traffic. Vienna in the 4 car, running in 10th. Last car on the lead lap. Wants to fight a little bit, but he's not going to impede the progress of the 77. And Paul Brown gets by as Artie Vienna tucks in. Not for position. Take a look at Givaldo Spindola. He's letting those guys go. Realizes that he's off the pacer a little bit, running 3 laps down. Iglesias had a penalty, I believe. I'm not sure exactly what's happened to him. But he is running in the 14th position, also 3 laps down. Iglesias now closing in on Givaldo Spindola. As the 2X gets around Givaldo, that was for position. Givaldo's been a little bit damaged, a little dinged up there on his car. Sean Jacobs, I'm telling you, man, he can climb it up the grid here. 10 laps to go, and he is battling that 27 car. 24. Can he make this pass on Preston Hassel? Preston Hassel battling back on the high side. Good battle here. Little Ford versus Chevy. Preston Hassel holding on to that spot. Sean Jacobs right there. On board here with Sean Jacobs running in the 6th position. Preston Hassel, that AMD Ryzen sponsored Ford, running in P5 here on lap 117. These guys are battling for the 5th position. Dan Richter in 4th in the 65 car. He's in a little bit of traffic there. Sean Jacobs tried it again. Can he pull off that pass? He's trying his luck again down on the inside. Trying this inside line. Preston says, hey, I'm going to give you that inside line, but you're going to have to pass me because I know I'm going to get a run coming off the turn, and he holds on to that spot. So great battle there. Christian Wilson here with a late race pass. He's getting by the 54. How about this 30 car? That Ford getting by the Chevy. Now taking over the 7th position. Christian Wilson just keeps getting better and better. Right now running in the 7th spot. Clear track ahead. Clears that 54 car. Osvaldo in the 68. I think he's coming down pit lane here. Making a late race pit stop. He's got some damage, I think, on that car he's dealing with. Well, the 77 car is almost 6 seconds up on Craig Marzon. Robillard is in 3rd. Richter in 4th. Hassel 5th. Jacobs in 6th. So Paul Brown here, after that last pit stop, just ran away from the field. This thing isn't over yet. I mean, something can happen. He certainly doesn't want to see a caution flag come out here, but with boogered up tires, guys trying to push it here maybe to make a late race pit stop. I mean, a late race pass. You could see a caution flag. Certainly not what the 77 car would want to see. 3 laps to go for the 77. Across the start-finish line, we got 2 laps to go. Clear track ahead for the 77 car. Exactly what he wants to see. Coming off turn 4. 1 lap to go for the 77. So Paul Brown had a little battle on his hand there early in the run with the 90 car, but comes away with the victory here at Dover. Another win for the 77. So congratulations to Paul Brown on getting the race win. So a great run for the 77 and another win. So congratulations to Paul Brown on getting the race win. Looks like he ran into the wall. Yeah, Christian Wilson there coming out there and giving him a love tap. That 30 car, that'll get you in the doghouse. So a good little battle between the 90 and the 77 there as a late race battle, but that last pit stop really sealed the deal. Take a look at the final results. Take a look at the final results here. Paul Brown gets the win in the 77. Craig Marzon, another great run for him. Finishes in the 2nd position. Todd Robillard, quiet night, really. Finishes in 3rd. I mean, that's pretty much where he was all night long. He did get a race lead there about 3/4 through the race, but great finish for him. Dan Richter finishes in 4th. Preston Hassel, good top 5 run for him. Great battle he had with Sean Jacobs in the 24, who finished in the 6th position. Christian Wilson in the 30 finishes in 7th. Ed Palumbo in the 54 finishes in the 8th position. Tim Lansbury in the 82 finishes in 9th. Art Fietta finishes in the 10th spot. Finishing in the 11th spot is Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine finishes in 12th. Jesus Iglesias in the 2X finishes in the 13th position. And Givaldo Spindola in the 68th finishes in 14th. So great job to Paul Brown. How about that, huh? Another win. What a shocker. See if we get his screenshot loaded up here and get him up in the booth. It really was a solid night there for him. What? There we go. He didn't win the Steve Freeze Memorial. Oh, he might have. I can't remember, but we didn't run that tonight. So there's always something, man. We'll see if we can't get Paul up here in the booth with us and have a chat. All right, Paul Brown joining us up here in the booth. Another win for the 77 crew. And a good race overall, really good. Just one caution flag.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Very good driving. Lots of give and take tonight. So,
well, you had a couple challenges there. You know, Craig Marzon was hounding you really through 2 runs. He was, within 2 seconds. Would really even close in closer than that. Tell me really what was going through your mind as Craig was kind of hanging out there.
That first run, I was just watching the laps dwindle down and hoping he didn't get by me. And thinking, okay, if he gets by me with, 3 or 4 to go before pits, I'll just pit early. I'll force him to pit too. I was just trying to think, what am I going to do? So the first run, I was adjusting the heck out of the track bar. And I think I destroyed my right front. Because I didn't touch it again after that, and the car was great for the rest of the race. So, yeah, it was fun, though.
And then kind of in that back half of the race, the 90 car had showed some strength there on one of those runs, got by you. Looked like you were content there for a few laps, but then pushed the envelope there, pushed the issue, and got back by him. And he mentioned something about having a short-run car. Did you feel like your car was more of a long-run car?
Honestly, no. No, I thought Todd probably had a stronger car. That last fuel stop, last 20 laps, I don't know what happened. Maybe it just wasn't long enough. I don't know. I thought for sure Todd was going to be right there at the end.
Well, what a good run there for you. Dover is always an interesting track. I don't think there's like any in between. I mean, you either love the track or you freaking hate the track. I personally hate the track, but
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you got Martinsville. Speaking of love or hate relationship, you got Martinsville coming up next week. Any feelings on that short track?
I like Martinsville. Martinsville is impossible to pass at. So, even if you are a little faster than the guy in front of you, they've got to let you pass, or you got to knock them out of the way. So, yeah, I don't know. Martinsville could be interesting. I like Martinsville, though. Should be fun.
Well, I almost feel like that at Martinsville, like, contact is in play. I mean, guys just know that there's probably going to be contact, and it's not one of those things that you're going to get bent out of shape about unless you're on the receiving end and get pushed out of the way.
True enough. Yeah, to an extent. I don't like to rub people, especially at a short track like that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, hey, congratulations, and we'll be excited to see you at Martinsville. Another win for the 77 crew.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
All right, that's Paul Brown joining us up here in the booth, talking about his feelings next week at Martinsville. So a great win here tonight at Dover. So we got some more racing headed your way this weekend, by the way. We're going to kick off the season, a new series running on, at least for a season anyway, an 8-race season headed your way. Saturday afternoons here in the United States. And we're going to have a lot of Euro drivers, a lot of drivers from Russia as well, and the Eastern European drivers as well. Maybe a few drivers from Asia. So going to be excited to see everybody coming out and join us. These guys have really been asking for this. You know, we've been running GT3 cars. We run Indy cars in this time slot. But guys have been asking for stock cars. So here you are. We're delivering. And we're going to start off the season at Atlanta Motor Speedway with 110 laps. It's the Showdown Saturday series, or Saturday Showdown series, I should say, coming up tomorrow. Practice starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and race will be around 2:30, 2:20, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, and it should be an interesting race. Don't want to miss it. Of course, it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, and I think you're going to have a huge field out for this. So I'm excited. Atlanta is a great track. Then we got Daytona, Charlotte. We're going to be off for Christmas. You see Bristol, Indy, Texas, Nashville Superspeedway, the outlier there. I think a lot of guys are going to be racing here in this series have not seen that track before. I'm interested in that Bristol race too, by the way, with some of these guys that may not be necessarily that familiar with stock cars, getting it out on the short track at Bristol. They're going to be worn out. Then Talladega, of course, to finish out the season. So there's some classic tracks on there. I think you're going to have huge races at Talladega, Indy, Daytona. Those are going to really bring out a lot of drivers. So I'm excited about this, and really honored that the guys would come over and race with us in this time slot. So that'll be coming up live tomorrow, starting around 2 o'clock. That's about the time I'll start the broadcast. And then, of course, the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way late Saturday night. We've moved that time forward, so racing starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time versus 9. We've had some of the Brazilian guys. We know that their time hasn't changed, and it's actually going to get worse. They're going to spring forward. We've already fallen back, so we're +2 on them right now. We're going to be +3, so we've moved this time just to really help those guys out and keep those guys coming out with us. They're a very important part of High Octane Racing League and a very important part of the Saturday Night Thunder. So race number 3, what a track, huh? Bristol Motor Speedway coming up, 200 laps tomorrow. And you can come out and race with me. That would be nice. I get out in the driver's seat and turn some laps. So that's coming up tomorrow. I want to say thank you so much for coming out here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's having a good night, a good weekend, and safe and so forth. Got a scary times, obviously, creeping up on us again. So everybody be safe out there. And, hey, watch a lot of TurnLeftTV. Again, peace to everybody out there. Thumbs up button if you would. I love that, man. Definitely check that out. And then if you'd like to share my videos with all your friends, you're more than welcome to share any of those videos down there on any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. And then also down in the description of this race, there's a link over to the Fanatec website. I've got a Euro link. I've got a Western Hemisphere link as well, if you'd like to use those and surf on there and check out their equipment. And then thanks to all those folks who have made purchases and used my link. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's right there. And subscribe, and you get updates when races are going live, when I have videos uploaded. And I really appreciate anybody that comes out and watches these races. And I know I got some regulars that come out each and every week. Givaldo's already in the chat session. He shows up first in the chat session. He's first on the track to turn laps, and he comes in after the race and congratulates the race winner. That is Givaldo right there. So, well, hey, thanks, guys. Peace to everybody out there. And we're having a good night here, and hopefully you guys have a great night as well. So congratulations to Paul Brown on his race win. And don't forget, Elite Hosting USA provides our servers here for High Octane Racing League. There are 3 rFactor 2 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Great customer service. Solid, rock solid servers. And not only that, but WordPress hosting, online store hosting, VPS hosting, and shared web hosting, all available through EliteHostingUSA.com. So congratulations to Paul Brown on getting that great race win. And that's going to do it for me tonight, folks. Thanks so much for coming in here. And you know what that means. I am out of here.